It's been good.
Part of what I do with, I guess, kind of every show that I make is that I try and make work that doesn't have a consistent technique or visual style, because I think that that developing a visual language or a style that is immediately recognizable is kind of contrary to the ideas that I have about making art in general, because I think that style really works when you're trying to establish a personal brand or a name or a recognizable trait for yourself as an artist. And I think that
So have you been mostly up at Habit too? Pretty well.
Working in that way is really limiting, and it confines your thinking about how to approach a subject or how to approach a topic or an idea. And I think that artists should be people who are able to approach things in a really plural, multi-perspective kind of way. And I don't think that really working towards developing something that's recognizable is art. It's more like it's more of a commercial proposition. And I think that being someone who works in the commercial world, I get enough of trying to develop a consistent identity for something, be it a business or a band or some sort of entity that needs to seem consistent and familiar to people. I think that artists should be people who are trying to break that down, because there's this huge drive in global commercial culture that's towards sameness and towards a kind of a common reading of work and a common reading of culture. So you can say, I've seen something, I know that other people have seen it, and I know that other people recognize it, and it's only once that there's kind of a common recognition of a style that things are open to criticism and open to debate. But if somebody's making things that are different all the time, there's confusion and complexity that happens that I think is really important for artwork. And that's why I try and make things that are different techniques or different materials or different languages from a visual standpoint, because I don't do this work to make a bunch of money or to build a personal brand. I do this work because it's something that I don't know, it's something that I feel like I should be doing, or not that I feel like I should be doing. It's something I just feel, and something I want to do. So, I mean, each piece has its own, each kind of
3 days. It was 2 days of classes.
Collection of serial pieces has its ideas and its own process. But the show in general is meant to be kind of a dialogue between the drawings and the figures and the neon and the collages, and it's supposed to be something that people can look into and say, I see a relationship between this and this, but not between this and that, and then try and figure out why there's a relationship between one thing and not between the other. And so it's something that asks people to engage with the work in a way that they wouldn't engage with work that they're familiar with and they recognize. You're familiar with Damien Hirst's pieces because he's this huge artist, and he works similarly. He has his spin pieces, or he has ink blots that are spinning outwards. He has his moth wing pieces. He has his vitrine pieces. He has his everything that he does, and they're all very recognizable. But there is a dialogue. But I think that he's kind of turned it into a business and turned it into a brand in a way that I don't think is a legitimate way of making work that is vital. I think it's a way of making work that is commercial. And there's so many people that are engaged in making commercial work that
So it was basically.
it's up to artists to do something that's totally different, and it's up to artists to do something that isn't commercial and is the opposite of that. And I have no interest in making work that's like any of this anymore. And the next show I want to do, I want to have
I think we drank more.
an entirely new set of things that I'm doing, an entirely new set of things that I'm working on. So that's that's what I'm working towards, is trying to get people to look at things and make their own connections and make their own opinions and ideas about making work. So.
They still have the little penguin or something.
No, they changed all that. Like there was like penguins,
Right, I remember there was a big-
rhinos, and
Oh, the stuff from me on. Yeah, like an old theater sign. Yeah, yeah. So, or a location. Yeah.
Really? Hey, Kelly. What was the name of that girl who was your friend who had that property in Nicaragua? Do you remember?
thanks. Enjoy.
It's weird. It's for whatever reason it's not.
But it's like this. She was actually there before it opened. Just checking out the place.
So nice. I tried to run. That's all I can say.
Seeing like so many shows in here. I think like something that I could do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Eventually. Preferably soon. We were playing twice last couple days.
I had full intentions of locking it up, and then I know people came in, and
You know what it is?
no big deal.
So is there some sort of rock show happening?
Upstairs.